Hey guys, what's going on? Jimmy Gavaz, the kitchen cabinet guy. In this episode, I want to talk to you about a question that comes up once in a while. Will my kitchen look dated if I do this color or if I do this door style? The beauty of quartz and what makes it a great product for most business people is that it's non-porous and it can't stain. And for that reason, I feel like it adds protection to my client. Wood doors are made of multiple pieces of wood. It's not like one piece of wood. So where the pieces of wood meet, you can get what are called stress cracks. I shouldn't even say you can get, you will get stress cracks. Let me show you an example of a stress crack. I'm hoping you can see this. A regular base cabinet comes with a shelf, an adjustable shelf typically. I think you should consider rollouts. Rollouts are boxes or drawer boxes or shelves that actually pull out. A typical backsplash height from the bottom of the cabinets to the top of the countertop is 18 inches. Applying any piece of mold in there will reduce that height. You could add pieces of molding under cabinet. I mean, you can get a little nutty with this stuff. There's I don't know, we sell about 1,000 kitchens a year. Maybe a handful get toe kick embellishments that are really heavy. A third option for the back of an island or the back of a peninsula is to do decorative doors. So we take basically loose doors of the same cabinetry that you have on the functional side of the island or peninsula, and we just apply it on the back of the peninsula or the island.
A lot of homeowners think that they don't have to pay the tax, because they're doing the renovation in an apartment, and they feel that renovation includes.
They're just trying to get away without paying sales tax. Stock, semi-custom, and custom, right? I mean, those are general terms.
And in those three levels of cabinetry, you'll see difference in pricing.
For those 5 colors, even though they charge a surcharge for paint, it comes in so much cheaper than having a cabinet painted to match, a specific brand of paint, Ocean Crest white blue. It takes so many meetings sometimes to do this that people get overwhelmed, and then we do our best, and a lot of dealers across the country do their best to hone in on each meeting, but you could only hone in if the homeowner's prepared. I get a lot of clients coming into the showroom, and they come in here and they do this. Like, that's supposed to prove something. I really don't understand what it proves. Most kitchens, there are, I don't want to say a handful, but there are a couple, 3 doors maybe, where we use them a lot. And sometimes we lean on them, sometimes we pull on them, or we crash into them sometimes when we're walking by. So what we have to look out for is not crashing into them. I want to talk about how to get the best price you can on your kitchen cabinets. And step 1 is to visit showrooms. You want to have a plan in place without changing it, because that's what you're going to use to go from dealer to dealer, home center, wherever you're going to purchase your cabinets from. And sometimes when the client comes in with all the information they need, the brand, the door style, the plan in place, when they do that, and I don't have to do that much work, I'm not gonna lie to you, I may lower my margin a bit and try to get the best price you can get based on the relationship that the vendor may have with someone in the trade that buys from them on a recurring basis. But if it's white and you want to replace it with a shaker door, which is so popular today, remember, the box behind the thermofoil door was white. It's going to be white again with a white front door. The kitchen cabinet industry has become a fashion industry. Doors shouldn't be missing, knobs should be in place. I look around as I'm recording this because I'm looking at my stuff and everything is so on point. Kitchen cabinetry never used to be like this. It wasn't about fashion, it wasn't about brand name recognition, it was about quality. What you can do to enhance the storage accessibility is add rollouts. So you can do a rollout shelf that slides out, that fully slides out. Here's a little bit of fancy.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
You want to get to that cabinet, it's kind of hard to open a flap-up cabinet at this height, especially someone who's vertically challenged as I am. So you can add yourself a little bit of an auto opener, and it makes the cabinet open for you. In this episode, I want to talk to you about the NKBA. That stands for the National Kitchen and Bath Association. There's people in this world, in the profession of being architects or designers, that drive our choices. If you're dealing with a contractor, a builder, an architect, an interior designer, always take their advice on where to go shopping for kitchen cabinetry. It's a little scary to spend the kind of money that is required today to renovate a kitchen, or even just to buy a set of kitchen cabinets. It gets pricey. Kitchen cabinet shopping experience really sucks because you're going to go into a showroom and normally they don't have multiple products at the similar price point. Most of the time, the builder's going to try to keep costs down, right? So my builder accounts always use stock cabinets or semi-custom cabinets. The typical height to the bottom of the countertop is 34.5 inches. The toe kick is usually about 4 or 4.5 inches. So just to make our math easy, we're going to call it 30 inches from the bottom of the countertop to the top of the toe kick. Jimmy, which one would you do? And I'm like, oh. So it's tough because I don't want to spend their money, but if it was me, I would always move towards semi-custom or stock. I have no idea. You should use whatever you like. Whatever looks best. When the salespeople at the kitchen cabinet showrooms take out their wood samples, just go for the one that looks best to you. I think the way you should approach this is if you have something specific that you want in the room, in the kitchen, then let that drive everything. All brands offer some sort of warranty. 1 year, 5 year, lifetime. And to be honest, there's not much that can go wrong with your kitchen cabinet. The architects and designers many times just lean on product specs that they have or specifies from brands that have been approaching them. And rarely do they engage kitchen and bath people. A cooktop is an appliance that sits on top of the counter. It's cut out into the countertop, so it sits on top. If you start putting cabinets everywhere just because there's a wall in the kitchen, then number one, you probably get a little claustrophobic in there and a little tight. Number two, sometimes it's not appropriate design-wise to put cabinets on every wall that's available in your kitchen. We all take it for granted that we can put our toaster under the cabinets or our coffee maker under the cabinets. Well, guess what? Those units generate heat, and that continuous stream of heat can damage your cabinets. Come with me. Another option is to do a drawer and a door. And the number one thing you need to consider, or you or the designer need to consider, is if you have the space. You can't even think about doing a double oven and a cooktop if you don't have the space for it. The work triangle is the distance between 3 points in your kitchen. And those 3 points are your cooking surface, your sink, and your refrigerator. Because when people are given so many choices, it overwhelms them sometimes. I don't sell appliances, but obviously I need to know what appliances you're using so I can design your space, right? I think it's Armani, Giorgio Armani, that said, let one thing you're wearing speak and let everything else be quiet. That's what I believe in kitchen design as well. Good luck with your project.